which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Father in heaven, Lord, as we gather here tonight, Lord, as citizens of Beebe and staff members, Lord, the council members, the mayor, Lord, we pray as we conduct this meeting, Lord, we pray you be in our midst. Lord, we pray that we would search out guidance and leadership from you, that, Lord, everything we do is honor you. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Alderman Duggar.
Here.
Alderman Stark.
Here.
Alderman Lindsay.
Here.
Alderman McCormick.
Here.
Alderman Lightfoot.
Here.
Alderman McLean.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Well, first, let me welcome you here tonight. The Beebe City Attorney and the City Engineer is here to share information. I'm sure that most of you are here about the South Fork water damaged homes. And I'm going to tell you that we are very sympathetic with those who have invested in homes that have been damaged by water. South Fork development began in 2005. And by 2009, it was realized that this was a bad design on drainage, and it was a bad design on house elevations, which eventually led to the developers going into foreclosure. So we have been here before, and we have discussed this many times. The city has invested $500,000 into drainage projects in South Fork. You can't take a house and build it a few inches off the ground and design a drainage for 100-year rainfalls. So we have their city attorney here, and we're going to turn the meeting over to him so he can give you information from 2005 into today. So Randy, I'm going to give you the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. I've been asked by the mayor just to address the issue regarding this. There's a lot of back and forth about what the city is required to do, what the city's responsibility is, what the city's liability is. As the city attorney, it's my job to look at things from the viewpoint of the city and see where there may be responsibility, liability, etc. With regard to the flooding incidents in the subdivision, South Fork, understand this took place or was originally proposed in 2005. In 2005, there was no ordinances in place that addressed drainage, and that was pretty much the way it was around cities this size. No formal drainage ordinance in place. The plans were submitted for South Fork. They met the requirements that were in place at that time and eventually were approved, and houses were built. Please understand that the city did not construct any houses in South Fork. The city did not construct any of the improvements in South Fork Phase 1. The city merely approved plans which met all the building and drainage requirements in place at that time. Phase 2 did not come about until much, much later. As the mayor stated, as the mayor indicated, the owners who proposed the original subdivision and actually built the first houses in that subdivision had various issues that dealt with, ultimately ended up in bankruptcy, I believe, if I'm not correct. And the property ended up going back to the mortgage holding bank. Now, sometime I want to say it was 2019. It may have been a little bit after that. I'm not sure about the exact timing of that, but the property was purchased and development on phase 2 started. Again, plans were submitted to the city that met all of the all of the building and drainage requirements in place at the time. In 2020, the city adopted a new drainage standards and ordinance, but it was not in place when that subdivision was presented and approved. But nonetheless, efforts were taken during phase 2 to meet or to accommodate a 10-year flooding event, which was part of the new ordinance, drainage ordinance that was applied. Through engineering and other aspects of it, the phase 2 subdivision met all of the requirements at that time. And ultimately, during that time, the city did require that the drainage ditch in the subdivision be expanded, which it was, that it be deepened, which it was, and that there be riprap, I guess, for lack of a better term, put in it to help with the flow and help so it wouldn't run off. And that was all done, and then the city did, outside of the subdivision, it put in box culverts at a $500,000 cost that actually provided additional drainage capacity. The box culverts are designed to handle a 25-year rain event as opposed to just the 10-year rain event that is contained in the adopted drainage ordinance. The adopted drainage ordinance was modeled on the ordinance used by Searcy to handle their drainage. It's pretty much fairly uniform around for drainage to now handle a 10-year event. Anyway, the problem that happened here, it seems to be that it just got too much water. And unfortunately for the people who live there, again, in phase 2, the city didn't construct the houses, the city didn't construct the improvements, and they merely approved the plans that met the requirements. As far as, what responsibility the city has for the flooding on that, it's my legal opinion that there is no responsibility that falls on the city legally. That doesn't mean that the city doesn't care. That doesn't mean that the city, doesn't want something to be done. The problem is just as it stands, they've met the requirements. At the time when these places were put in, the city is not required to, nor can it require anybody to go back in and make it better, so to speak. All they can do is look moving forward. And that's just so those of you know in phase 1 and phase 2 that there was at one time a proposed phase 3. But in order for that phase 3 to be approved, there was going to have to be a retaining pond put in order that it could meet the requirements in place at that time, which was it would be the 10-year flood event. But phase 3 has not been developed, and phase 3 has not been approved or anything along those lines. So if there is future expansion out there with phase 3, there will be more drainage requirements in place because the ordinance will require it. I wish there was something more I could say, but that's just, basically, the city simply approved the subdivision plans, which included drainage plans, and it's in line with the then existing ordinances. The city will maintain the drainage areas that are out there by keeping it weed-eated, keeping it cut back, making sure there are no obstructions, which will assist with alleviating flood water. But, beyond that, I can't say that I see where the city has any liability for this. And that's where I've been asked to look. That's my job as a city attorney, is looking at what is the liability and the responsibility.
The original 20 homes that were built between 2005 and 2010, before they went into foreclosure, it was a number of those homes that had some water damage in them. And throughout the years, it would be the same houses today as it was then. It's the same houses that have water. Nothing else has flooded. And we do have extensive water in ditches. There's a 250-acre drainage basin, and that's pretty much the low point of it. But everything has been constructed. Nothing has flooded except for some number of the first, and I don't know what that number is, of the first 20 houses. So it's the same today as it was then. And we have spent $500,000, and we have improved the drainage from a 5-year frequency to a 10-year, to box culverts to a 25. And then when you have a rainfall that we have seen this year, 100-year, we can't correct that. We can't guarantee anyone that those homes that was originally built is not going to get water in them. The city even went as far back in early years during the first of the construction to put certificate of occupancies, meaning that we put on each house before it could be sold, that the owner would be notified that that house may flood, it may not flood, it could be flood prone, but satisfy yourself as to the area, so it is a low-lying area. And so that's what we have done. And currently today we have ordinances in place that have pre-flow and post-flow, that water that's, when they subdivide a development, that's not going to have any more water runoff after it's developed than it did before. And so that's where we are at today. Be happy to let anyone talk that wants to talk. Refer your questions or to the city attorney or to city engineer if need be. But we'll be happy to let you speak. There's a podium if you want to speak. We'll be happy to let you speak.
When you come to the microphone, you need to state your name and your address, please.
Tammy Llewellyn, 102 Williams Drive. I understand what you're saying about the first 20 houses and the flood, but mine's not in the first 20. My issue is that the ditches before you come into the subdivision flood. So all the runoff from all the rest of the subdivision has nowhere to go. So all that water backs up. That's not the subdivision's issue out on the city road. That's not in the subdivision. The culverts aren't cleaned out. There's missing a culvert on the halfway made entrance on the backside. But we can't even get out of the subdivision because the culvert is backed up and there's so much water in that ditch. That's not the subdivision. We can't even, my daughter can't even drive out of the subdivision because it floods her car. And that's every time it rains. Y'all said y'all are keeping it maintained, but I haven't seen anybody out there maintain it. There's even a drainage inside the subdivision because of construction that has been collapsed, and it's still sitting there, and it's been like that for probably 6 months. So that's not being maintained either. So I would like to know who is responsible for the ditch overflowing that's out on the main road before you enter the subdivision.
The ditches are designed, and our engineers here are designed for a 10-year flow. And when it goes above a 10-year frequency, if it does a rainfall, as we have seen, then the ditches are gonna fill up.
But it's every time it rains, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
My name is Lewis Holland. I live at 108 Baldwin Drive. And I know she's talking about the main entrance, the only functional entrance that we have. It's been deteriorating on both sides of the road, and it floods. Coming from the top, going down right before you enter, there is no drainage. It is grass that meets the next piece of land. There's no drainage that's been installed. The sewers that we have within inside the community have never been maintained. The same broken concrete that I sent you pictures of, Mayor, is the same concrete that was there 16 months ago when I moved into this community. Spent $500,000 on that culvert, but we can't pave it. It's already deteriorating from wash-away rain. But people will continue to use it. Spent all that money. The roads are falling apart, but yet we got people on this council that will drive their own personal vehicles and dump trucks in and out of the community to take earth from the area that already floods and move it just half a mile up the hill on First Street off to the left and build that up. So where all is that water gonna run? Right back downhill to where we are. So the ones that didn't flood before may flood in the near future. And it's frustrating to me that we spent all that money on a culvert, but we can't fix it. The same guy who's responsible to fix it can move his connexes in 2 personal boats onto Phase 3. I don't know what that has to do with building a new community. It's a nice parking lot. We can lay gravel down and run our dump truck in and out of the community all day. I don't understand. So if the city's not responsible for it, who is responsible for it? And when are we gonna start holding those people accountable? Because this isn't the country anymore.
Jonathan McMullen, I've been here before, but, I guess this is to the city, but this is, it was the recommended drainage improvements for the subdivision was for, concrete swale, and, I was just wondering about whatever happened to that? Why did we go with riprap instead of a concrete swale?
I think that was revised, and it has been revised to what was the mandatory to get to where we were at. Now, we're talking about, Kyle, you want to shed some light on any of this?
I believe you're probably referring to phase 2 subdivision.
Yeah.
That was never the city's responsibility inside the subdivision. The city upgraded their downstream culverts to accommodate phase 2 flow. But that was prior to, they revised phase 2 multiple times since then. So, phase 2 did not increase the post-development flow from pre-development conditions because they pared it down to where they were telling us to utilize that. And
was there an agreement, a written agreement on what the developer had to do prior to getting the building permits?
Yes,
Can we get a copy of that sometime?
pardon me?
Can I get a copy of that?
Yeah, I think you've been provided that, but,
I've looked, I didn't
it's in that,
see it.
we provided everything that we had in thumb drive and made it available to everybody. But yes, there's an agreement, and the developer was to open Baldwin Street, which is what you're referring to. And the city received a grant for a box culvert there. And Nathan, I think I spoke with
White's paving.
White's Paving about doing that.
Yes. He's supposed to have done it last week, but I haven't talked to him today.
Okay, what about the drives or the culverts crossing Coy and, I guess it's Angel, the road back behind us?
We have no objections to those street improvements right there, none at all. Again, I'm gonna refer that question back to the city engineer, who said that could possibly, when we do that and open that up and make it larger, could make it worse on these homes.
Yeah, it'll make it worse at First Street, but it'll be better on our homes and the
You
homes
can
upstream.
refer that to Kyle.
Yeah, right now, you have basically, a small detention area from those corners, because it overtops the road.
Yeah, it comes over the road every time it rains.
Right. So, I mean, that, right now you have an inadequate detention, but it would help, for whatever volume it can store to relay that downstream.
Yeah, it stores it in my yard, in my house. It's not a real good, yeah, I mean, that's not a good retention pond.
Yeah, I understand, I mean, it wasn't, again, that was all phase one construction, all the streets were constructed.
Yeah.
phase one.
Well, I think is those pipes are collapsed, one of them is half closed. And I mean, they're in a dilapidated state. I mean, they need to be fixed at minimum. But, but, well, I guess that's it. I mean,
My name is Daniel Young. I live at 111 Coy Lane. I am the subject of my home flooding not once but twice, and so that would be the question I would have at April's city council meeting. I'm going to paraphrase you, Mr. Mayor, that you said that you have knowledge that those ditches have not drained right for the last 20 years. That's a statement that you made when I said you're admitting that the ditches don't work, and you said something to the tune of course they don't work. They haven't worked for 20 years.
That's true. They still aren't working, because when you have a rainfall above a certain frequency and what it was designed for and what it was developed for, but we made improvements for 25-year box culverts down through there, and they overtopped, that water overtopped them and the road in the last couple of rainfalls. We can't correct that.
So I'm understanding that what we've had in the last 2 months is two 25-year rate events. That would be the position of the city?
I think it was in excess of that.
So the position of the city would be both in April and in June? Or those are 25-year rain events?
What the design of the subdivision is for a 10-year rainfall frequency, and that's what the developer has to meet. But when we went in and we put the box culverts in, those were designed for larger than a 10-year.
Okay, so we've had two rain events in April and in June, and as the lady said just a moment ago, every time it rains. In fact, my wife and I are former foster parents, and when we moved into the subdivision, Arkansas DCFS actually made us enforce pool regulations on the locks of our home because the ditch held constant water. And so it's my understanding, and I would reject the city's position that what we've had is actually two 10-year or 25-year rain events. I would reject that every time it rains, those things, the water is coming up over the road, filling the ditches, making a hazard for those living there. And I have pictures upon pictures upon pictures of the ditch not being maintained. Coming and spraying for weeds once every 3 months is not maintaining your ditch to drain the waterfall that's regularly, not 25-year, not 10-year. It is a regular rainfall that is filling the ditches and creating hazards in the neighborhood where I'm raising children, in the neighborhood where these families are raising pets and children. And I fail to see how answering, saying it is what it is not the city's problem to fix those things. And so my question again, if you've got knowledge that it doesn't drain correctly, why continue to allow growth? Why continue to allow development? Why continue to approve permits? I am a citizen of the city. I love that this city is expanding. I love that we're bringing in new businesses. I love that people are even making money by developing. I have no problem with that. What I have a problem with is that if we're prioritizing expansion over infrastructure, which is absolutely what's happening. The infrastructure is not being laid to match the expansion that is happening. And I think that has to fall upon the city for handing out permits to those developers. And so my question is just simply, why continue developing without resolving infrastructure issues?
Well, I think we heard him, Kyle, say a while ago that the development that has transpired did meet post and pre. But again, from 2009 on, that subdivision out there is in a very low, big acreage drainage basin, and it's going to receive water, and it's going to receive a lot of water in a significant rainfall.
Every time it rains.
Every significant rainfall runs into that basin.
Yeah, 6 inches. If 6 inches of rain is considered a significant rainfall, then that's what happens every time it rains. And so
Well, I
we live in
don't have a
Arkansas where
way
6
to
inches of
gauge
rain is
that.
pretty often. And so we're underwater pretty often. And so I would say having my home flood twice, having not just my home, but my neighbor's home flood twice in 2 months seems to be a little bit more common than a 25-year or a 10-year flood event. I would say that the city has a major problem. Again, I don't live in a flood basin. I have the closing documents on my home. The nearest floodplain is 1,500 yards away. I don't have a flood problem. The city has a drainage problem, and I'm asking respectfully for my city council and my mayor and the city attorney, whoever has control of the city engineer, to care about it enough to not just come spray for weeds once every few months, but actually make a resolution to fix your drainage issues as a citizen. So that's my time.
Thank you. Okay, then. We will continue to work toward improvements of drainage, and we'll continue to do that. I think I just want to tell you that I understand South Fork's a bad situation, and it's going to continue to be a bad situation.
I had asked earlier who's responsible for the ditches on First Street. Who is responsible for those?
The city.
Okay, they're not being maintained. When our water drains down into those ditches on First Street, that's what's causing all the water back in the subdivision to back up and flood. If those were maintained, that would help a tremendous amount. You can't even get into the subdivision when it rains. Not on a flood day, not on a 25-year flood, but every time it rains. Because the ditches on First Street flood. They're not maintained. Who is responsible for that?
Well, ma'am, I go down there quite often, and I don't think that the subdivision floods every single rain.
The entrance floods.
The entrance there is the same entrance that's been there. It's a low water entrance right at the very where you turn in. Is that what you're talking
Yes.
about? Okay.
Off of Fur, you turn in.
There's not a culvert there. There never has been a culvert there. That was a low water. It was designed like that. But we will certainly look at that and see what can happen.
Because that's where all the water, it's just all piling down in one place. The water's not going anywhere. It's stopping in the ditches on First Street.
Well, you keep saying that it was designed that way, but we're all here to tell you that it's a design flaw. It's not working. It may have been designed that way, but it's not working. So we need to figure out a solution to fix it.
At the entrance.
The whole community, but yes, but the entrance.
I,
But the main entrance, yes, because that's where the kids wait for the school bus. Anytime it rains, there's that much water. It's crazy. Build it up, build a new culvert underneath, we got something. Every time, it may have been designed that way, but it's a design flaw. That's what we're telling you.
We'll definitely look at that. Okay, let's just move on to Beebe Water and Sewer Financials, number 2.
The financials for the month of May and June, because we did not have a meeting in June, were in your packet. Any questions? Carol and Tommy are here.
Motion to approve the water and sewer financials.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the financial for BB Water and Sewer for the month of May and June. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Also in your packet was the 2024 audit for BB Water and Sewer. Again, Tommy and Carol are here for any questions.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the audit of BB Water and Sewer for the year of 2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next will be the planning and zoning. South Fork Ranch Phase 1. Final plat, Mr. James.
Okay, the developers are here tonight for the final passage of South Fork Ranch Phase 1, 77 lots.
How many?
And it's been recommended for passage by the planning and zoning. They've accomplished all of everything they were supposed to. They got the pumping station up and running, and they've got their paving done.
How many lots, James?
77 on Phase 1.
What's Phase 2 gonna be?
It's a total of 150, so it's pretty close to the same.
Okay, what about the first street when you go in? At 2 places, it's already fell through.
Right, there was already some damage on the first street in there, and the developers have gone in and cut those pieces out, and they fixed those 2 places on that street.
Is everybody satisfied that where the tire tracks was cut out and patched right there?
I've been there and seen it myself, those places have been cut out.
I know they have been. Are we satisfied that that's enough, or are we just fixed a 2x6 spot?
I'm not an engineer. I would have rather seen a larger space cut out and fixed. I have my doubts about the pavement, but again, I'm not an engineer.
Well, if you have your doubts about it, instead of us approving a final plat, why don't we have our engineer go take a look?
I would highly suggest that.
And while we're on that, I'm sorry, I don't mean to just jump ahead, because I know we're talking about this, but I do want to go back to South Fork, and I want to make a motion that our engineer go out and look and put it on the table so we have it in writing, that our engineer goes out and takes a look at the entrance and sees if there's something that we can do, and then we'll get some quotes, get some prices, get something going to help them.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Alderman Duggar with a second to that motion to have our city engineer go out and look at the South Fork entrance to see what can be done to correct the drainage issue and to return it to us in writing. You want a roll call?
Just all in favor?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And then we're just gonna table the Ranch Phase One?
Yes.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I'm a developer, one of the developers. We're responsible for that street for a year.
1 year.
Yeah, and I talked to James about, we'd even put up a bond if we needed to. And he said there was no need in it, that we were, even though y'all don't require it, we're trying to move forward with this development.
Where were we at on the bond when this was?
The bonds were not, the bond requirements were not in place at the time that this was approved originally.
I personally went out there and I looked. I didn't like what I saw.
What did you not say? What did you not like?
Where the street, where, if you wanna call it a dump truck or whatever, had went through and just rutted the middle of the street.
What actually happened that day, we had those streets blocked off, and Energy was out there working. They blocked the street off, and they started routing everybody through, or everybody just started routing themselves through there. I don't know, Energy said go this way, but we started getting a lot of stuff on our asphalt. Our asphalt wasn't cured yet.
And that's what I'm afraid was, you haven't built the first house yet, so by the time all the concrete trucks and all the dump trucks run up and down that road, what is the citizens gonna be left with right there? I mean, you're responsible for it for 1 year. I would rather see the bond put up that this street is going to hold up in those two places, okay? I'm not talking about the whole street and the whole subdivision, but where we already have a problem, we need something saying that it's gonna be taken care of longer than 12 months, because you're gonna run up back and forth over that.
Yeah.
Okay,
But, we're not opposed to that.
okay.
We're not opposed to putting up a bond. But we're just trying to move forward with what we've got to do. We've got closing dates scheduled and everything, and so what do we need to do to get this signed off on?
I still stand with what I said. I want our engineer to take a look at it, make sure
Okay.
it's okay.
Kyle?
I'm sorry, I don't mean no disrespect to you, and I understand that y'all got a job to do too, but we do too. I mean, that's why we're elected.
What can you tell by doing the visual inspection?
We probably need, you've got a dump truck on site?
No.
You have one close?
We can get one.
That would be, if it's possible to get a dump truck out there, loaded, curb roll over, subgrade, and then you'll do the paving.
No, we've already done that.
Well, I know, but obviously didn't catch that spot, so in order to evaluate, I didn't see it go in. James, were you there when everything went in for the backfill and?
I performed the roll test on the base before the gravel went down. There was no deflections any greater than about 1 inch in any one spot at that time.
Right, on the repair, did you see the excavation and the backfill?
I did not.
So, until, the only way to evaluate it, you can do a plate compaction test, you can do a proof roll, that's the easiest thing to do. You can do it, unless y'all wanna come out with a nuclear density, we just run a density on it. And if it passes, then we're probably fine. That's probably easier. You don't have a dump truck already on site, plus we have one there still.
And we don't have to hold you up till next month. I'm fine with having a special meeting. As soon as we say it's okay. If our engineer says it's good to go, we can set up a special meeting at any time. I'll be one to call it.
Would you rather have your lab come out with the density gauge, or?
I'd see which,
We can have a dump truck there, tomorrow.
The other option, I think we mentioned this, is using geotextile, and that, would just lay this textile under it before you, take out the, 8 inches or whatever, required sub-aggregate, put down the geotextile and do some patch, and then you're getting paid.
The repair's already been done, it's already completed, it's already been re-asphalted.
Yeah, so you'd rather have a nuclear density gauge
Right.
come out.
Where you gonna test asphalt, or how you gonna test, you pull
That's the
asphalt?
subgrade. You already paid the.
Yes, it's already paid.
No, I didn't think you had paid the
No,
repair, I think
no.
you said subgrade. Well, in that case, there's really no way to evaluate it. Other than tracking on it the next 12 months like they indicated.
We're perfectly aware that when all the dump trucks and concrete trucks coming in, they're liable to make a spot in the road. We
enough subdivisions, we know that's probably gonna happen, we know we're probably gonna have to fix something, just like we fixed the road that our trucks are running on. We don't have a problem with that. And we still got another phase, you still got another whole council meeting to go through to get the second phase, which is, all we like is the proof, fishing the culverts and the sub-base rolling in, the SPG down testing asphalt. So we're not that, it's not like we're gonna walk away, we've already invested. So you got a recourse.
So Councilman Duggar, I don't know that I can't go out and look at anything or evaluate or run any tests, unless we did a core, which, is probably not necessary. So you'll have to satisfy y'all requirements if they're willing to extend a bond or whatever you require as far as maintenance, over the next construction. Maybe if y'all would extend your general warranty coverage for the full phase two construction, because you know you're gonna have traffic coming over.
Exactly.
If you would do that, it'd probably take care of the concern.
We don't have
We don't have a problem doing that.
And we are talking about the two roads going into the subdivision that are currently blocked off by orange cones.
Yes.
Why are the cones there?
Try and keep people off of it, so the asphalt can cure and cool down. We've had people going back in there and dumping garbage on
Yeah,
the
we've
side.
had garbage dumped that's already back there.
So,
On that warranty part, is that when the road is installed, the year starts, or is it after completion, the year starts?
Final plat here.
final plat it starts.
I think we might need to look into that.
I agree.
Cause, yeah,
Well, we just have to keep tabs between, and you keep tabs between now and the first 12 months. In, you know, whatever's gonna happen in phase two, it may be contingent upon what happens,
Exactly.
on
Yeah.
this being taken care of.
We have some other.
Well, are they not gonna be driving through the same area through phase two?
Pardon?
They're not gonna be driving through the same area on phase two?
That's the reason why we have no problem waiting till phase two.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they need to guarantee it all the way
Yeah.
through phase two. I mean,
so do we wanna put that in writing? I mean, obviously, if our engineer's telling us that there's not really nothing he can do, I mean, if they're willing to go out to the phase two before the warranty starts, I guess that's what we're gonna have to do.
That'd be fine.
You need a motion for that? I'll make a motion.
So you're approving the final plat
With stipulation
on phase one
On
with
phase one.
stipulation? Okay.
that the warranty would not start until, the warranty phase would not start until phase two is, I guess, started. Because by then they'll be going over it and then they'll have a year, so that ought to be
yeah, I think
suffice.
so.
You think?
What do you think, Nathan?
Yeah, that's fair.
Thank you.
Sir. Yeah, that's good.
Second.
You ready? to do
Second.
this ordinance?
See,
Okay. Ordinance twenty
Wait a
twenty-five.
minute, they're not there yet. Okay. So, a motion was made by Alderman Duggar to approve the final plat on South Fork Ranch subdivision phase one, and that the warranty will not start until phase two is in development. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor? Any opposed?
Kyle, I'm still a little bit not satisfied with, we want to help the South Fork residents as much as possible. But I would like them to also, South Fork Ranch here, Mr. Holland sent some pictures in of those two recent rainfalls. And the water was over First Street, the water was over 25 box culverts. The water was at the top of, at the very top of Lloyd Henderson culverts, box culverts. And the new road going into South Fork Ranch was underwater. So, question to you is, how is that gonna impact, I want you to say how that's gonna impact, how backwater is going to, in a rain like that, we can make improvements. And we can spend a lot more money, but these first houses can still get water in them.
Right, so I would invite the homeowners to look at what's called a base flood estimator, FEMA's base flood estimator, so you technically are outside of the FEMA flood zone, not in a mapped area. I guess, you know, you had, it's had been updated, of course, those models are old, they don't update them very often. At some point, you might be accommodated inside a flood zone. However, I will remind you, you can still buy flood insurance. The city is part of the flood insurance program, so you're available to buy flood insurance through FEMA, whether or not you're in a flood zone or not. But if you look at the BFD viewer, it estimates the model elevation of 100-year storm event. And I think it goes up to 500. You will see that it shows 1 to 2 feet of water all along phase 1 development. And so that's existing grade. And so those houses were not constructed very high off the ground. They're all, basically a backwater event just from Cypress Creek flooding, even if it didn't rain upstream of South Fork, would flood probably most of phase 1. And so I think that's what, like, is that what you're getting at, Mayor?
Yes,
Is that
yes.
due to the elevation, just the backwater effects,
I just want people to understand, we want to do as much as possible, but at the same time, some things may not be possible at certain times.
Why are we gonna go across the open or extend more construction, all that water gonna come, why? So we can doesn't make any sense.
any new construction is meeting the new ordinance was just passed in, remember what,
23.
We're already
So,
in flood,
it's
so
passed
we
in
we didn't
23.
assume a flood, like.
well, it's not gonna exacerbate it. So the intent of the new ordinance is you have to meet the pre-development flow. That's a 10-year. So a 10-year storm, they can't increase the 10-year peak development flow above the pre-development flow.
So if I'm hearing, understanding right, the answer is not the city's going to try to fix the drainage problem.
No, I think
We
they,
can buy a
I
flood
think they
insurance.
agree. So they've tasked me to go out, look at the existing culverts that are there that were put in phase 1 and see if there's needs to be maintenance and give them a report of their disaster.
They built my house up. And so, why my backyard floods all the way up to my back door, I don't know why. Why? Because there's nowhere for the water to drain. My neighbor yard floods on both sides.
Right, so again, if, so like phase 1 culverts were probably designed, I didn't even know if they were designed in 10 years. I've never seen, I don't know where the design
It's
is.
only 2 years old. It's like
But you have culverts that were in phase 1 downstream of you, correct?
I live right off the Fur when you pull in, right when you pull into the subdivision. Fur floods, there's nowhere, all that water even up Fur, it comes across the road and
All of
floods.
that was designed prior to any ordinance. So
There's no ditches on the other side either of that road on Fur.
well, there are ditches, once you get down to where the main drain channel comes in, that's where the city just replaced those culverts that were undersized previously to address additional water that's coming in. They did not go upstream, there. So yeah, there may need to be maintenance, the city has just asked me to go out and look and give them a report, this needs to be clean, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, Cal, thank you, but we're going to look at the entrance, that entrance, we're going to look at what she's referencing as a low water entrance.
I don't know if Coy was Williams, that
roads that are literally crumbling apart. I'm not talking about, pocket. The culvert itself on Angel Circle is falling apart. The road is starting to concave in. One more trip down that road, sir, you're gonna take that whole culvert out. If somebody wants to come out and meet up with me, I can actually take you around and show you, so you guys kind of guess what's actually wrong. I can take you and show you.
Yeah.
Come by my house, one way,
Well-
one drive.
You know, again, I know everybody's emotions are high, and I know we sympathize, and we're gonna do what we can to help you. That's all I'm trying to tell you. We're gonna do what we can. Go ahead.
Okay, James, you want to talk about this ordinance?
Yes, ma'am. All right. This is an amendment to 9920, ordinance 9920, which was the original acceptance of the National Electric Code for the city of Beebe. I have basically one minor alteration. There's some new products out on the market. It's aluminum wiring. It's a copper-clad aluminum wiring. And we've talked to most of the electricians around here. They do not want to use it. They do not want to use it. We've talked to the state electrical inspectors. They have given us an option whether or not we would allow this aluminum and aluminum-clad wiring. So what I've come up with is a kind of a compromise here. That number 4 stranded wire is a big enough wire. It normally goes under a lug. It's not placed under a wire nut or anything like that. It's not. What we would like to do is keep from using the aluminum or copper-clad aluminum in a normal house wiring. It takes different tools. It takes different ways to connect it. And most of the professionals around here do not want to use it. They're afraid of it. I don't know how many can remember the mobile home industry that got in trouble many, many years ago over this aluminum wiring. It spans into tracks with heat, loosens.
State's okay with it?
Yes, the state said we could make our own decision on this. It is in the current NEC. It is approved in the current NEC. But the state said that we could make our own decision, and Cersei is already not going to use it.
Well, then why do we gotta use it? That's my question. If you're saying you don't like it, you don't want it, then why don't we just leave our ordinance the way it is?
No. It's allowed in the current NEC, National Electric.
So it's allowed in our ordinance and you're wanting to
All
say-
I'm wanting to do is the wire sizing below a number 4 stranded, we do not allow that in the normal wiring, in aluminum.
I would have to take your advice on this because I don't know anything about it. Does our engineer know anything about that? You have any idea what he's talking about? Yeah.
Listening to him, so he asked me a question. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of electricians don't recommend aluminum wire. Typically, the only time you use aluminum would be on the distribution side, whereas large loads, so normally in a house, I wouldn't recommend it. Especially because a lot of modern electricians out here use the screws anymore, the terminals, they stab it in, and that's even more susceptible to expansion, fires.
So is your amendments, is that even a word? Is that what you're, are we wanting to take it out?
It just says the minimum size aluminum or copper-clad aluminum conductors that can be used is number 4 stranded. You can't use anything smaller than a number 4 stranded. Smaller the number, the bigger the gauge of wire.
Yeah. How did you come about that?
We've gotten several calls from the local electricians around here that said that this was, some of the home builders, some of the mass home builders were wanting them to use this wire because it was cheaper. And they just did not want to use it.
I'd say take it out, 100%.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of what I was leaning. If our engineer's saying that,
Yeah.
and you're saying that they just want to use it because it's cheaper, no. I want something that's gonna be safe.
Yes, sir.
So do we need to table that and redo the amendment? Rewrite
No,
it?
I mean, this is.
This will
is
cover
set
it?
up to pass. This,
Well, you said that was up to a 4 gauge. We're saying none.
the way the ordinance is written, this will take care of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a motion to read ordinance 2025-7 by title only.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to read ordinance number 2025-07 by title only. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ordinance number 2025-07, an ordinance amending ordinance number 99-20, section 5, and declaring an emergency. I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as read.
So moved. Second.
Alderman Duggar?
Yes.
Alderman Stark?
Yes.
Alderman Lindsay?
Yes.
Alderman McCormick?
Yes.
Alderman Lightfoot?
Yes.
Alderman McLean? Yes. I need a motion to dispense with the second and third readings.
So moved.
Second.
Alderman Duggar?
Yes.
Alderman Stark?
Yes.
Alderman Lindsay?
Yes.
Alderman McCormick?
Yes.
Alderman Lightfoot?
Yes.
Alderman McLean? Yes. I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
Alderman Duggar?
Yes.
Alderman Stark?
Yes.
Alderman Lindsay?
Yes.
Alderman McCormick?
Yes.
Alderman Lightfoot?
Yes.
Alderman McLean? Yes. That ordinance passes.
Before we move, yeah, 5-minute break.
Pardon?
I was gonna recommend a 5-minute break.
Okay.
You ready to go? Okay. We're gonna start back.
Okay,
Meeting
one
is
last thing I wanted to talk to the council about tonight was give you kind of an update on where we're at on the code enforcement stuff we talked about the last meeting. So I put before you, like a 12-page report that's pulled out of our system from January 1 to today. These are all cases that I've started, and they're probably, these are notices of violation that have been sent out. I've written 13 tickets since the first of the year for 2025. Six are still working their way through the court system. Of the 7 that have been gone through the court system, 1 was non-prost and 6 either were found guilty or pled guilty. For the guilty cases, the court has assessed so far this year $18,710 in fines, 14,000 of which was suspended. At this point, there's still some pending on that. And Lee has agreed, she's been publishing the monthly permits. She's agreed to publish this report by the month in the paper. If you have any questions.
No, but thank you, Governor.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, very much.
It's a big job. Okay, now on to the clerk treasurer's office. In your packet were the minutes from the May 19th meeting.
Motion to approve?
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of May the 19th, 2025. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? In your packet was the financials for May and June.
Can we do them both?
We can do it all at one
together?
time.
Motion to approve May and June financials.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the city of Beebe for May and June. All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, we have some asset items that we need to have removed off our asset list. One is for the fire, we have 2 for the fire department. It's the Jaws of Life. It was purchased in 2002. We now have new Jaws of Life. This is just not any good anymore. You can't get operating system for it. You can't get a battery for it. So we just need to remove it off our system. And for now, it's just going to be stored, but we need to remove it.
Motion to remove the Jaws of Life from the asset list.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to remove the asset item 309 and 3010 off the fire department's asset list. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The other one for the fire department is the hydraulic hose tester, the fire tester. It is currently inoperable and it is too costly for us to repair at this time. So we need to have it removed off our asset list.
Motion to remove asset 280 off the asset list. Second.
I have a motion and a second to remove asset item number 280 off the fire department's asset list. All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, we have several things for the street department. There was a list put into your packet. All of these items are not working at this time. We are going to keep them to be used as parts or scrap when we need parts off things. But none of them are being used at this time. And they're all out at the air burner, just being stored out there at this time. So we need these items removed off
Can
the
we
asset list. You can do it all at once.
Make a motion to do it all at once.
Yes.
Motion made.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to remove the items listed off the asset list for the street department. All those in favor? Any opposed? Then I have one extra item that we didn't get into your packet. In 2019, we had to purchase a chair. It was a $2,400 chair. It was a large chair for the police, the dispatchers. That chair has been broken and not usable, and so we need to just remove that item off our asset list and allow them to throw away the chair.
Motion to approve.
Motion and a second to remove asset number 08-188 off the police department's asset list. All those in favor? Any opposed? And I have one other item. Mr. Mayor, you want to talk about the millage?
It's the same as we've done each year, and it's on your real and personal property. And we collect 1.8 mills in the city, and it's been that since the 80s. And so I recommend leaving it at 1.8 mills.
Motion to leave it at 1.8 mil.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion to keep our millage at 1.8. All those in favor? Any opposed? Mike, that's all I have out of the clerk treasurer's office.
Okay, number 5, police department expansion. You know, we've discussed about the expansion over at the police department and adding the additional offices. We went out for bids on that. We have, James, have you got that here? Or does Carol have it?
I don't have them.
All right. And we also talked about a building such as the fire department has on their property over there and get rid of some of these portable buildings and have it for storage. And he started passing that around. And there was 2 different sizes, a 30 by 30, they have a 30 by 30 and a 30 by 40. And there's room for the 30 by 40 metal building.
And what did you say was gonna be stored in them?
All the records.
Oh,
Police
okay.
Department, court records, all the records that we have to keep.
Is this for the storage building or is this for the improvements?
No, that's a storage building.
Storage building, 30 by 30 by 8, okay.
Aaron, you wanna talk about that?
The police department could use the 30 by 30 or the 40 by 30. If you get the 40 by 30, it allows some growing. You have the room for it. I'm not gonna, we got a 30 by 30, I'm not gonna complain.
You need it if needed,
You'll get the extra 300 square feet that you can add extra stuff to at some point.
and if needed.
Right, we definitely need storage.
This one is, looks like, is it 12? For the 30 by 30?
There's a 30 by 30, 30 by 40.
That says 30 by 30.
And what's the other one you got?
The other one is
She has it. No, this is the case stuff.
Thought we had
12,
2 of them.
12 versus 18.
12 versus
Yeah.
18?
I mean,
Yeah, it's right there.
I say we just get the 18 and give them the room that they need.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, hopefully we won't fill that up before some of the other stuff can be destroyed, right?
There's a lot of
We-
records the police have to maintain forever.
We already got rid
forever?
of, we've already got rid of a chair.
Yeah, I mean, what y'all don't seem to understand is even though so much is done on the computer by state law, the police department, district court, and my office has to maintain paper copies of things forever. Like, all of our invoices and checks, receipts that we write, we can never get rid of those. We have to keep those forever. So,
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and go with the 30 by 40.
Second.
While we're waiting on James, go ahead and finish it.
thank you.
I'm sorry, so is he getting bids for the expansion of the building?
for the building.
Perfect.
I have a motion and a second to allow the police department to purchase a 30 by 40 building from Deere Buildings and Carports for the amount of for the amount of $21,244.98. All in favor? Any opposed?
I'm sorry, I must have looked at the wrong line.
Yeah, the actual total amount of that is 21,000.
That's probably pre-taxes.
Subtracted the deposit.
Can we talk about, baby box? It's been a long time, a couple of years back, I think, that we were approached from Options Pregnancy and churches about a baby box in the city. Baby box has to be installed at a fire department, and there are a number of those around in Arkansas. But it was being done by donations and people giving money to install a baby box here. And we were contacted last month about how much money had been raised. And so, Artie, you have that information. Would you mind coming up here and sharing everything with us? And I said, I don't know how we could say no to a baby box at the fire station, and with donations and people trying to raise some money.
Vicki Parker with Options Pregnancy Center has raised almost $12,000 in community donations for the baby box. So there's an initial fee, and then there are fees for monitoring, camera, and installation construction fees of the box. So the remaining balance would be $11,136. So over half of the total amount for the baby box has already been raised in donations over the past several years. So it's something that's been going on. They've been sending money annually to Safe Haven baby boxes. Basically, it's an option for parents to surrender their newborns under the Safe Haven law. So they can do so anonymously and safely through fire departments or hospitals. People don't always have the option to travel to another town. Even as close as having to do something like that, but it's a safe way to surrender their baby.
It's a real thing.
So the,
Okay, what we're gonna
I
do?
guess next step to have a baby box in would be
Okay,
approving the cost. And in that cost, we also have a estimate or quote from Glenn Honey. He did, the drop box at the water department. And it's kind of like the bank box when you go through the drive-through. The baby box is a similar concept, it's just a little bit different. And it has a camera in it. And it's climate controlled. They have to go through testing and monitoring, to make sure that
So if somebody puts a baby in that, does the alarm go off on it or
yes,
notify somebody?
yes, there's more than one alarm that goes off.
This is a real thing.
Climate controlled environment.
This is
Alarm
insane.
inside the box. It doesn't show
This
the
is
parent to put the
Kinda
child in the
crazy to
box.
think that
It only shows the baby
this is a real
for their
thing.
safety.
Like, who's gonna drop your kid?
Where does the alarm go to?
It's insane.
So there's
It's
three
crazy.
different alarms. One will go directly to the fire department, one will go to Safe Haven, and one goes through the alarm monitoring company.
So is the baby box through Safe Haven? That's the name of the company?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's called Safe Haven baby boxes, but there's also the Safe Haven law in the state where you can surrender your newborn.
Oh, for sure.
Essentially instead of throwing the baby away.
I don't even see the need in us talking about it any further. You know, this is something that we need to do.
No, do you want us to go ahead in the ordinance and tack on, because I did read where it said it's like a $600 fee about a year. Are we gonna need that, approved now, or do we just do that every year on our budget?
I think we can just go ahead and to include a yearly monitoring fee.
Okay.
So there's a $600 fee every year?
Yeah, the box has to be tested annually.
Sure.
To make sure that none of the alarms fail, and to
So can I ask a question? You said it goes to three different people or places, the alarms. One of them is to Safe Haven, one of them is to someone in the fire department, and one of them is to,
The alarm monitoring company, and there are specific requirements for, like, the monitoring service that you have
okay, so
through Safe Haven, like, they have certain.
that's my question. Will,
Yes.
it won't be like through the
You don't
alarm?
just pick, like, a regular
Gotcha.
guy that's
You
not-
see where I'm going with that, okay. Okay, all right, so will that be a separate fee?
Basically, it'll be like an annual fee, like, if you have security cameras installed at your house, you have the initial upfront cost, and then monthly or annually, you have a fee
Okay.
that you pay to keep it going.
Okay.
And where will the box be?
It'll be at the central fire station, currently where the front door is at. There's a paved sidewalk, it's under shelter, it's easily accessible, and there's someone there all the time.
Is there any, okay, so is there any added construction cost for it to be installed, or is that part of?
In his quote, he kind of talks about, like, the box has a certain, like, trim that you have to use, it's certain dimensions, the box is custom made for each location. So basically where the door is, the door will come out, the box will go in, and then the rest of that will be, like, closed in where the door was.
But the cost is included on it.
Yeah, the cost is included in that 11,100.
Is that over your spending limit, Mayor? Can't remember. No? So we can just allow you to take care of that? I mean, surely, is this the number, or is it,
Yes,
that's it?
that's the
Are we-
quote and the cost.
Okay.
Or are we gonna have to put a new door in?
There won't be a door, there'll be a baby box.
I understand.
They don't use the front door of the fire
It's
station.
on the wall.
I get it, but
Like-
what I'm saying, if you take it, if I clog that door up, do we have to put another door in?
No.
Is what I'm
No.
asking.
Now, they put
Okay.
the box in, trim it
They
out.
don't use the door.
I'll make
Okay.
a motion that we approve the funding.
Okay.
Second.
Do you need the exact amount?
You can just give it to me tomorrow. It's in your memo, right, that you?
$11,136.
I got it. Along with the $600 fee
Yes.
each month.
No, a year.
I mean,
It's
each year.
annual.
Sorry,
Not a month.
I got all
That's all.
confused on the door thing. Okay. Okay, I have a motion and second to approve the installation, I'm gonna put it that way, of a baby box at our central fire department for the amount of $11,136, along with a yearly fee of $600 for the maintenance and alarm system. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, so,
Police department expansion.
can we do the, let's go ahead and do the Floridian Heights subdivision. And they've asked for final approval. It has not been to planning and zoning for final approval. They will go to planning and zoning next week for final approval. But then they would have to wait on us another month. And actually, it's all the streets there, it's campground, and everything's been installed. I said, I thought maybe we would discuss it and could approve it contingent upon planning and zoning approving it. And then if planning and zoning approves it, it should go on through. Tommy's been working with them on it, right? And, so they're asking for final plat approval, but contingent upon planning and zoning.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the final plat of Floridian Heights subdivision. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay. I had made a note today to talk to you about, I think it's time that we talk about a new animal control vehicle. So y'all wanna, you can put that back on the next agenda and I'll get you some state bids and everything, but if you want, we can talk about that.
That'll work.
We had a street department personnel, can we do that?
Motion to go, you need an executive session? Motion to go into executive
Think it'd be
session
better.
to discuss street department personnel. Second.
Are we gonna look at the bids on that expansion?
back from our meeting, and we're gonna take no action at this time. And, if anybody has anything else we need to discuss, we can discuss it, or if not, we need a motion to adjourn. Wait. You got something?
That ordinance, do you want to do
Okay.
that tonight?
We didn't have a sudden ordinance.
I'm looking for our chief of police. Why do I
He's
not?
way over.
He's over there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. You want to help talk about this? The ordinance?
The drug test ordinance?
Yes.
And this drug test ordinance to allow random drug testing of security sensitive and safety sensitive positions, which is not the entire city, it's just those of us that carry firearms, drive vehicles, operate heavy equipment, or deal with confidential information. So it's not a citywide thing, but according to the league, department heads do not have the authority to do random drug testing without the enactment of an ordinance.
So confidential information would include my office, and district court also, because we both handle confidential information.
And all the police clerks.
Yes, and all, I'm sorry, all the police clerks, police department, fire department.
Is that 08?
Uh,
Ordinance 08?
Yes, sir, it'd be ordinance 08.
I'll make a motion, we read ordinance number 2025-08 by title only.
Second.
Give me 1 second, I'm sorry. Okay. Ordinance number 2025-08, an ordinance to reaffirm the policy of drug-free workplace, to authorize random and pre-employment testing for employees of the city of Beebe, Arkansas, declaring an emergency and for other purposes. I need a motion to adopt the ordinance as read.
So moved?
Second.
Alderman Duggar?
Yes.
Alderman Stark?
Yes.
Alderman Lindsay?
Yes.
Alderman McCormick?
Yes.
Alderman Lightfoot?
Yes.
Alderman McLean?
Yes.
I need a motion to dispense with the second and third reading.
So moved? Second?
Alderman Duggar?
Yes.
Alderman Stark?
Yes.
Alderman Lindsay?
Yes.
Alderman McCormick?
Yes.
Alderman Lightfoot?
Yes.
Alderman McLean?
Yes.
I need a motion to adopt the emergency clause.
So moved.
Second?
Alderman Duggar?
Yes.
Alderman Stark?
Yes.
Alderman Lindsay?
Yes.
Alderman McCormick?
Yes.
Alderman Lightfoot?
Yes.
Alderman McLean?
Yes.
That ordinance passes.
Motion to adjourn.
Nope. Nope.
Hold on.
Nope. I got one more thing. Okay, so, this is pertaining to the, Park and Rec, committee that we had formed back when, we had our previous park director and stuff wasn't really getting done.
Because we didn't have a park director.
Yeah, we didn't really have one, and we met a few times, everything, well, we hired Jason. He's done a fantastic job, there's no need for one, so I just wanna make a motion to abolish that committee.
So that'll have to be done by an ordinance.
Okay, so you wanna
because it was
draft,
put in
have one
place-
drafted for
yeah, it was
next,
put in place by an ordinance, so it'll
Okay.
have to be removed by an ordinance, I believe.
okay,
Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay.
we need
We'll do
to
it.
draft that for next meeting, please.
Do I have a second on that one?
Second. Yes.
I don't have the number, but I'll insert the number when I type these minutes. I'll have a motion to abolish the ordinance that refers to the park committee. All those in favor?
Wait, let's talk about it just a minute.
Sure.
Would it not be better to go ahead and leave the ordinance in place for, in case we need it in the future, even though y'all may not meet?
Well, here's the thing, if we do that, we gotta remove all the members, because they're gonna get calls and stuff, and they have been getting calls about stuff, it was like, about people playing ball when it was muddy, and the people got kinda rough with them. And we haven't met because Jason's done a fantastic job. So therefore, I mean, if there comes a time we need one, I think it's just as easy for us to put it back on.
That answers that, thank you. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We're out. Satisfied?
Satisfied.